You've gone incognito. Hmm. Figures except, well, Blander. It's like observer mode for dinner. Kind of like an observer mod.
All right, welcome back, guys. FSL is on. I'm here with your main host, Hyper Turtle. What do we got going
Oh,
on tonight?
well, that's me. Okay, well, we have multiple games, and we have a pizza delivery on the way. Domino's has an app. It's kind of like an observer mod for dinner. So at some point, I might have to step away for just a minute. But we still got some time left for that. We have some great matches coming up. We have Curtain Time versus Hacky for Code S. We have a Code A match between Little Reaper and Deepu. And then we've got 2v2 Plus. It's going to be the team of Secondhand Lion, ET Home, and Pebble versus the team of Anito, which is Gray and DLS Mazel.
Oh, that'll be
So good
good.
amount of variety here.
That'll be really interesting. Because I
I'm going to
think,
be watching, all right.
yeah, I think the 2v2 team of ET and Pebble, how did they do? I think they won, right?
They won last time, 2-1.
Yeah.
They have a very good setup going where ET Home tends to hit pretty early while his partner builds up, and then they do their best to kind of exploit whatever damage was done before. Very valid 2v2 strategy, and they've practiced it a lot.
Awesome. All right, well, I'm going to let you take it away. I'm going to show the map previews and have fun.
Alrighty. Looks like the vetoes are going right now. Let's see. Turn. And got my Funko Pops over my shoulder. Jim Raynor and Kerrigan. They're like fancy action figures, except a lot blander. But I know they're popular. All right, here we go. We have both our competitors in chat. All right, we got the two H's of Code S. We have Hacking and we have Hurtin' Time. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, sir. Hey, sir. I'm sorry if my voice like this. I just woke up.
Okay. There's no, they say that StarCraft is the most important game of the day, so you want to make sure to get some in right after you wake up.
Well, I just got home from work with no warm up either, so we'll both be
Yep.
old
Yeah,
going in.
you request an early match. Oh, and there's Funko Pops for you. So, yeah, I know you're a collector. These are the main ones I have, along with some Batman stuff. Jim Raynor and Sarah Kerrigan. It's all I need. And Kerrigan with her green face seems to be going into streamer mode a little bit. Well, welcome back. This is honestly the generic question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How are you doing with the new patch?
I'm
Oh,
liking it.
uh, I'm not playing that much. That I am just playing for fun, so that's why I'm not familiar with the new patch.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there's nothing like jumping in head first, right? Let's see. Hacky, need to get you in game 2. Or hockey.
Wait, sir. Wait, sir.
Oh, I need to veto a map. Sorry. Let's see.
Yeah, there's a little bit of juggling to do at the beginning of any game. No Neo Humanity and no Ancient Sister, and those were two maps we were seeing plenty of earlier in the week.
Okay.
Babylon is out, and we got one more veto to go. Hockey, what map don't you like?
Wait, sir. Uh-huh.
Altitude is out. All right, we got Gresman. And let's see what Hurtin' Time chooses. Gresman's going to be game 1. And Dragon Scales. All right. Popular maps. We will get to it. Any words you'd like to say to your opponent before the two of you are simply fighting tooth and nail?
Just good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Hey, it's a popular answer, and I have nothing against it. See you both on the battlefield, folks.
See you.
All right, we are ready to go. KJ Freedom, I have given you leadership, so you can go ahead and create. Just love how green and yellow show up on these cameras here. It's like a portal to another dimension. Grezman, a map with a lot of peaks and dips. And of course, a natural that may be just a little bit harder to defend since it isn't on top of a ramp. Curtain time is ready. Green. All right, I think we are ready to go. I'm gonna let Kerrigan and Rayner go about their business. We got a StarCraft match on our hands. Now, neither of these two have played in a little while. Both of them are saying that they, they might not be on top of the practice. We got one person who just got home from work, one person who just woke up. So there's a lot that could factor into this game where we actually have to wait one moment. And I have been told that my pizza, in case you're interested in the play-by-play, will be delivered in about 4 minutes. Fortunately, I do have KJ who can hop on and cover for me while I thank the delivery driver.
Alright, guys, we're gonna get this started. Let's make sure
Alright, let's rock.
they're all
Time to hit
set.
Grezman.
And I didn't refresh the production for hockey, so he won't be on there, but hurting times there, okay?
Okay, I will say hockey's name out loud. I will step back and let the production tool do the work for hurt time. Here we go. Hockey's hoodie is once again looking nice and yellow. But meanwhile, in the upper left, we have our green Terran. He is Hockey. And his opponent, the red Terran. He is
Hurting time.
All right, we have Terran versus Terran. I don't know if either of them have really had a chance to try out the new Cyclones, but there's no time like the present. Supply depot on the ramp on one side, supply depot by the command center on the other. Definitely hurting time, keeping his buildings very close. And other than placement, pretty close together, except hurting time doing 2 refineries. Double gas. Hey, Gilvelin. Welcome to Twitch. Oh, and here comes that pizza. I'll be right back. Take it, KJ.
Alright, guys. I am the backup caster, also the production guy tonight. 2v2 will be later. Maybe the second one after this or the third, but we have this one-on-one TVT, and actually hockey is expanding pretty bravely. Typically in TVT you don't have the situation where it's one gas and expanding bravely like this, right? Because you can get 2 Rax Reaper and then you're just dead, but he's blindly doing this without any scout. So if Hurtin Time had been aggressive, he could have punished him, but he's actually playing safe, so hockey's gonna get away with this. Pretty easy, pretty good spot for Hockey here. Because, yeah, Hurt in Time's playing safe, looking for proxies. But Hockey's just being, somewhat greedy. And he's even adding a reactor. If he had gotten 2 Rax Reaper, he'd be dead by now.
Yep, and here I am back.
So, yeah, the Hockey got away with just expanding on a Terran versus Terran and getting a reactor and having just 1 Reaper defending this whole time. Because if Hurt in
Not
Time had
bad.
gotten aggressive, man, he would have been dead. And he can actually still punish
Yeah,
him if
well,
he gets
I think
going.
Hurtin' Time's just about to get aggressive now that
Yeah.
he's going. Usually, if you're going double refinery, you're not going to be hitting right away. Whew. And right now, yeah, Hockey is defending the high ground, but I think the Reaper Hellion combo is going to be hitting right at the natural. Only 1 SCV for them to take down to start with, though. And here we go, Marines and Reaper rushing to the fence. Limited opportunity for damage, but they can keep, well, at least with the Reapers, they can keep hopping up and down. Honestly, I think this is going to favor Hockey since he's going to be able to take the high ground. Still, the Hellions are going to be a nuisance. That is going to limit when he can actually start saturating his natural. And we also have a Liberator on the way, so definitely go in for aggression, but more technical aggression. More high-tech aggression, let's put it that way. They're heading back, command center floating to the expansion point. Dim over halfway done for Hockey. And let's see what he does with this Liberator. I am guessing it will be heading straight to the enemy mineral line. And away it goes. Despite that aggression, they're both mostly just focusing on building up. And, yeah, honestly, worker count favorite. Actually, worker count and worker count pretty close. Let's just put it like that. All right, here we go. Let's see how Hockey deals with this. We're going to see a nice liberation circle in just a moment. Yep, there we go. Right on the border, as far back as he can keep it. And it looks like he got that just as Hockey was getting ready to move out for a drop. Oh, very tricky. You got to hold position them. Oh, look at that Liberator. Sneaking off just in time. Hockey is still going ahead with a medevac drop, just a smaller one. Oh, and look. Interference Matrix almost done researching on the side of Hurtin' Time. Another medevac heading out too. I wonder if he's going to try to time this at the same time. Thing is, neither of them are really laying off the aggression. Every time Hockey is getting ready to hit his opponent is also heading out. Oh, this could be really bad if those Cyclones get within range of that medevac. They do not, but at the same time, he's going to have to get some defenses up. I think Hockey is going to try to land both these medevacs at the same time. SCVs evacuate. They do have a high ground tank. That's an excellent defense there. However, Interference Matrix might be able to do something about that. Still no drop on the side of Hockey. Both those full medevacs are doing almost nothing. And there we go. They boost in, so we're going to have a lot of action happening on both sides of the map right now. Marines hop in, go after the workers, and over here, I think, yeah, we're going to have... Are they going to try to repair the orbital? This is always tricky. No repairs going down right now. Couple of Cyclones heading back in. And I think those Marines are going to find themselves surrounded. Orbital looks like it's going to go down. Boom. And that's going to be brutal. Right now, Hurtin' Time has 3 spots he's mining from. Hockey is going to have to rebuild that command center and then saturate it all over again. So I would say, despite damage being done from both sides, that definitely favored Hurtin' Time. Hurting Time's army heading back. Hockey currently supply blocked after losing that orbital. Ooh, here we go. A little bit more dropping. Both of them are enjoying keeping some of their air harass just in the dead area in the corner of the map. Ready to pounce again. Medevac goes in. Interference matrix on it, but it was already boosted. So it is just going to be hanging out there in the corner. Hockey building a command center, but on the high ground for now. He knows the threat's still there. Oh, look at this. This Viking's going to finish off that medevac. There's nothing it's going to be able to do. And boom, straight into the water. All right, with that threat nullified, Hurting Time is heading out again. And once again, this is just like before. Hockey doing drop harass at the same time. Well, I guess the army isn't actually heading out. They're just defending the third. Now he does see this coming in. Siege tank is sieging. But these guys aren't lasting long. Once again, interference matrix on the medevac. That means it can neither drop or pick up. And that Reaper is finding himself very lonely. Right now, I guess he's, well, I was going to say he was going to try to stop any expansion there, but I guess he's actually going to head home. Upgrade's actually favoring Hockey, but he is behind in supply and army. Meanwhile, Hurting Time taking a fourth. Well, Hockey still hasn't actually moved his command center, his orbital, back to the natural. So he's got to start mining. His economy is going to keep falling further and further behind. Still, Hurting Time's army is going to have something to say about that. He still has that Raven, pretty beaten up, but still with plenty of energy. And yeah, these drops, they just haven't been paying off for Hockey. It's like each time he ends up just with a number of units that aren't there to help defend. But Hurting Time with so much more economy on his side. That orbital only just about to land. And there we go. Do have Cyclones mixed in on both sides, but yeah, this is going to be a lot of damage, and I don't think there's much Hockey's going to be able to do at this point with those medevacs on the other side of the map. He can drop them and do some counter damage, but in the end, it's not going to equal what he ends up suffering. Siege tank looks like it's just about to go down. He isn't targeting it, though. He's wasting some attacks on the buildings. There we go, moving in. And yeah, medevac drop goes down, but if we're going to go for a base trade, this is going to be one base versus four. And I guess that's what it's going to be. Hockey choosing to evacuate. All production structures are flying away right now. 117 supply to 18. It's not the kind of ratio you want to see if you're Terran or if you're any race in any real-time strategy game whatsoever. I think they're trying to land in the corner. Right now, there are no workers for Hockey and only 16 supply and army, all of which are on the enemy side of the map. And once Hurting Time gets home, I don't think he's going to have too much trouble cleaning up, especially since he's got at least one Viking. All right, damage done. I mean, definitely structures go down, but oh yeah, once you're at zero supply, it might be time to GG.
Good game. At least you had fun, right?
The ratio is more of an L plus ratio. Yeah. I'll have to Google what qualifies as that, but regardless, I'm inclined to agree. All right, everything taken in. In the end, a lot of it just came down to timing. Hockey was very dead set on dropping his enemy. but he just didn't have the defense. Yeah, no doubt. Hockey did do a lot of damage. Curtain Time also having a pretty good variety of units between the mixing in the Vikings and the Raven. Like Matheson is a little bit more sarcastic about the analysis, but yeah, you can't blame an AI, you can only blame its teachers. Now we are doing dragon scales. Typically, at least easier map to defend, but also less distance between the two enemy bases. Hockey ready to play, taking a good drink with his Funko Pop collection, looking on approvingly. Hockey is part of Anito, and we will be seeing a couple more of members of Anito playing 2v2 in a little while. And here we are with the generous GLHF. We have the Green Terran. He is Hockey. And his opponent, the Terran, decked out all in red. He is known as
Curtain Time.
Curtain Time, going for the same building placement as he did previously. I mean, granted, you can't wall off like that, but sometimes with Terran, especially if they open up Reapers, it doesn't make a difference anyway. Terran known as being very mobile, and it isn't long either before they're doing a lot of drop-in, as we saw last game. The biggest thing I've learned from practicing 2v2 is that almost no one GG's there, unlike 1v1. I don't know. I see it sometimes. I definitely see a lot of times where there's a designated GGer among the team. Very rarely do I see everyone GG, especially not in 3v3 or 4v4. Okay. So Hurtin' Time going double Refinery, but Hockey going double Barracks. And thank you very much to StarCraft Observer's Niche, who says my casting sounds great. I appreciate that a lot. I'm a little bit new at this, but I gotta say, I've been getting more comfortable, especially more comfortable when I'm doing this on my own. War Bunny is a great co-caster, but he's also a great plumber. And whereas I don't pay him to co-cast with me, his workshop pays him very well to go do emergency jobs in the middle of the evening. All right, Hurtin' Time, heading out to scout. All right, 2 Reapers versus 1. There's some more math for you. And of course, Reapers, they're going to be healing up during that long, not going to say walk. What do? Blast across? Remember one of the StarCraft books, there was actually a Reaper who basically kind of brought himself up to the ceiling to plant a bunch of explosives there. All right, Reapers meet Reapers. And the Red Reapers are on their way out. Once again, Hurtin' Time electing to go with a couple Reapers and a Hellion. However, unlike last time, Hurtin' Time is not expanded at all. Or Hockey has not expanded at all. 2 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport for Hockey. So it's not like he's doing triple Rex or anything. Oh, well, okay, there's the 3rd Rex, just as I said that. That shows me not to speak up too soon. Dim pack, pretty far along. So, I don't know. I've got to assume that this is going to be a strict all-in from Hockey. I mean, he isn't even building an in-base command center. I think he just doesn't want to deal with what he had to last time. And I think if he's going to finish this, he wants to finish this quick. Keep in mind, he just got up. He did not say whether or not he had a complete breakfast yet, but part of me is going to kind of lean towards the assumption that he hasn't. Remember, before playing StarCraft, you want a lot of oath. Oh, Reaper goes down. I mean, I don't think he was planning to retreat those Reapers afterwards. I think he just really wanted to see what he was up against. And here we go, same as last time, favoring drop play. 2 medevacs heading across, one of them full, one of them with 2 spots. And we'll see what kind of damage he can get done. Hurting Time, of course, is defending mostly at the entrance to the natural. And I think Hockey is going to be taking the long way around. That supply depot in the corner can help as an early alert system. I do not... Yeah, no missile turrets on either side either. Here we go. So Hockey is investing a lot in this. He has not invested anything into economy at all. He has not expanded. Here come the stemmed Marines. All right, he is probably going to want to get out of there. I am willing to bet. Yep, I called it. There goes the interference matrix again, preventing that medevac from evacuating at all. For you Star Trek fans out there, try clicking on a medevac or dropship repeatedly. One of the fun little lines is, "Why is everyone on here wearing a red shirt?" If you're into the original Star Trek series, you'll know what they're talking about. All right, Hockey moving out, and I've got to assume he's putting pretty much everything into this. Now, it's not like he's pulling SCVs or anything, but he doesn't have much else. And look at this, even with Hockey not investing anything to expansions, he still has just a tiny bit less army supply than his opponent. Alright, he has got to do some damage here. Liberator already drove the SCVs away. There goes that medevac, but it does not get to drop. Hockey, Hurting Time making very good use of that interference matrix. Oh, and he draws the whole army back. So if they can take it... Oh, no. Hurting Time thinks twice about it, decides not to bring them back, and to instead see what kind of damage he is getting done. That's 2 Hellions, a Cyclone, and a couple Reapers, so very mobile army, and the garage door is open. He just hurries right in, and he's going to be able to kite pretty easily here. Once again, Hockey finding his troops very much on the opposite side of the map. The SCVs are buying time for the Marines, but there aren't a lot of SCVs to spare. He is down to just 5 workers. 21 SCVs gone. And we have a Viking opening the way for Hurting Time to move his defenses forward. 0 workers for Hockey. They both have equal army supply, but whereas Hurting Time can keep building up, I don't think Hockey has that leisure anymore. I think he really wanted to just end this game with 1 drop and a follow-up attack, but in the end, it did not turn out that way. Hockey not... well, okay, Hockey is making 1 more worker, and as always, thank goodness for mules. 68 supply to 24. Just like last time, this isn't the kind of ratio that you want to see. Hurting Time did lose his expansion, but I'm with his opponent never even started an expansion. I think he's comfortable enough there go the Ravens. Oh, one of them goes down right away. He does get an interference matrix off on one of the medevacs. That also prevents them from healing, I believe. Healing, picking up, dropping, or boosting. And Hurtin' Time takes the game 2-0. All right, welcome back, Hockey. Welcome back, Hurtin' Time. Had a couple of fast-paced, brutal matches there.
Yeah. Nice drops. Bang.
Yeah. Hockey very much looked like you were heavily interested in doing some drops, but as much damage as they got done, Hurtin' Time was always ready to apply the pressure and do more than enough counter damage.
Yep, in the second game, I think I got it. I just didn't close that depot. So I didn't defend the push.
Yeah, I was able to just run in there with the depots down and
Yeah,
got lucky
when
there.
the doors open. Hockey, you really wanted to get that second game done quickly, didn't you?
Yeah.
I know no expansion, so you were
Yes,
very much all in from the beginning.
because based on my observation in the first game, I think he's the much better player if it comes to a long game. That's why I think I need to finish it quick. That's why I put a one base build on the game.
Yeah, well, a lot of that, at least with game one, just came with him hitting you pretty hard straight up front. Well, you'd already loaded up your medevacs and sent them all the way across the map. So, in the end, there was a lot of opportunity. It just came down to a time and a place, and it worked in his favor. Hurtin' Time, excellent work with those interference matrices. You definitely were wised up to the fact you have to research them now.
Yeah. That's one of the changes in the patch. So.
It is indeed, and it was a long list.
Yeah.
And a very interesting one, because usually with these patches, they tend to lean towards getting rid of upgrades and just having units start with more stuff. But yeah, very crafty. Medevacs can't do a lot other than kind of drift around while they're interfered. Interferenced? Well, whatever works, but congratulations, Certain Time. Hockey, give yourself some credit. It was just, he just had a very good counter to drop play, which was, hit them while the army's out of town.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I think I need more practice and more playing to do if
Yeah,
if I
well,
want to improve
kudos
more.
to both of you. I believe one of you just got home from work and the other one just woke up.
Yeah.
You both
GG's.
did better than I could have in those circumstances. So we will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, there we go. Now, next up,
Yeah,
we're
we
going to
got.
have our Code A match.
Yeah, that's right. We were waiting for Deepu, but you can see here.
Oh, no,
little-
he's around, I think.
Okay, I don't see him on
Deep Poop,
camera,
you hear
but
us? Oh, maybe not on
I don't
camera.
see him on camera, but I do see Little Reaper here now, and there's Deepu.
Yeah, he's in chat. Deep Poop, can you read
getting
us?
ready.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up?
All right, we want to see your pretty face if you can get on camera.
Yeah, I think
There
I'm on
we
here,
go.
right?
All right, you were way ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Little
All right.
Reaper is in a game right now, but I think we can start talking
Okay.
to Deepu.
Yeah,
Start
definitely.
interviewing.
We're gonna feature a couple of my fellow Code A'ers. I've definitely played against both of you in multiple games. Deepu, since Little Reaper is busy right now, tell us, have you decided what race you're gonna pick?
I think I'm feeling Zergan today. That's how I was doing 2v2s yesterday.
Yeah, I think Fridays are good days for Zerg, just from my
Yeah,
own
I definitely
experience.
agree. I'm having a problem with logging the BattleNet right now.
Oh, really?
I'm just stuck at the logging in screen. I'll try opening it 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
we're good. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Here, I'll be ready to invite you to party.
But yeah, I'm gonna try some new units I haven't used before today.
Hey,
We'll see how that goes. But
Zerg units you've never used before, or just have.
well, I mean, like I've built them for sure at some point,
Okay, I figured.
but not the last couple games, definitely.
Okay, nice. I'm very curious what those are going to be. I know that Little Reaper is very much known for hitting really hard with his first attack.
Mm.
And yeah, I was definitely having a tough time figuring out how to deal with that as Zerg. He was pretty good at dealing with rushes and pretty good at nullifying my defenses. So definitely wish you luck. I think he's gotten out of his chair for the moment, though. What do we have?
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I should be in the game now.
All right. So just a party. Oh, did he? I lost. Okay. In party. Suggest. Hmm.
All right, I think he's back. We can go interview him. Hop
Okay.
on Discord, and then we're good to go. Let's get him to hop
All
on
right.
Discord.
Are they? Yeah, I think they're all in the Discord. Little Reaper, can you hear us?
Yes.
Did you dress just for this occasion?
Oh no.
You look pretty spiffy in a tie.
Thank you.
All right, I will be very open. It took me many years before I started tying them myself. Originally, my father would tie them, and then I'd just kind of put it on and tighten it. But yeah, looking very good. You know, your Protoss brethren would be proud. Are you feeling good about this match?
Yes, I am.
All right. And how's your Protoss been going? I'm seeing you are still Diamond 3 right now.
It's going okay.
Yeah.
I've played some games.
All right,
You
Little
know,
Reaper
if
needs
you
to
win
veto,
some-
I mean, do the
Oh.
vetoes.
Oh.
Keep going.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah,
yep, yep.
definitely. But yeah, winning some and losing some just means matchmaking is working better than we expected to. All right, Little Reaper. So we have Dragon Scales, Babylon, and Grasven vetoed. That's the two maps we just looked at among them. All right, Royal Blood, Ancient Cistern, and if it goes to the cider, the crazy Neo-Humanity. Do either of you have anything interesting to say to each other? I know you've both clashed
Good
before.
luck. Good luck.
All right.
luck.
All right. See y'all on the other side. All right.
All right, this is
Two
the
old
Clash of the
rivals.
Titans, right?
Yeah.
The mini
well,
Titans.
Little Reaper, very consistent in the strategies, usually very much favoring those very dominant early gateway pushes. Deepu, well, as you said before, Agent of Chaos. He is playing Zerg again, which was what he played during his last Code match. But it definitely sounded like he saw something he liked somewhere and he wants to give it a try.
Yep. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's-
leave this up to you to cast. But what I do want to say about this is,
Mhm.
the last time we saw Little Reaper, he did lose to Stu
To
Blue.
Stu Blue, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
Stu Blue. I
You
don't
know,
expect
he
him to
got-
give a game where he goes random. He's probably just gonna go all out, all Protoss tonight.
Yeah, Stu Blue and his Mass Zealots have caught a lot of the Code players off guard. You know, you got to be prepared for that. Meanwhile, Deepu, who knows what to prepare for. If he says he's going to try something new, he might at least be doing one match where it isn't not a Swarm host. All right, they are both ready. Let's get right to it on Royal Blood.
You're watching FSL Season 6.
And away we go. Classic ZVP matchup here. GLHF in the bottom left. We have the Blue Protoss, and his name is
Little Reaper.
And his opponent, the Red Zerg. He is known as
Deepu.
Little Reaper going by the book, putting the pylon at the entrance to the natural, and then taking a look across the map with his probe. Deepu also doing pretty much the standard, letting the Overlord take care of the scouting. And I've noticed the timing of Little Reaper is spot on as far as being ready to wall off against rushes. Gateway coming up. And here we go, probe versus drone action, and the drone takes it. Now, this is going to be interesting because that means Little Reaper does not know when the spawning pool went down, and he has to even pull another worker to get a closer look there. So, delaying the hatchery might not be worth the information that he didn't get a chance to confirm. We will find out. Optimal build order for Protoss and StarCraft 2 are just a fun variation, Matheson asks. I think this is considered pretty optimal against Zerg anyway. Usually it is very standard to wall off the natural when you're playing against Zerg. Alright, Little Reaper now knows the spawning pool is only just about to complete. There is a Zealot coming out on for him to fill up the hole in the wall. Hashtag, why doesn't Protoss have a door? There we go. Next is coming up. Oh, and we are going with an immediate Roach Warren on behalf of Deepu. So I wonder if we're going to be having a early Roach Ravager push. Oh. There is a probe outside the wall. I'm curious if he's just... Oh, he was just taking a quick peek. And Deepu watching very carefully with that Overlord. As I said, Little Reaper tends to hit hard right between the 5 or 6 minute mark. Oh. Lair. So both the Roach Warren and the Lair before a third hatchery goes down. So whatever we're going to see from Deepu, he's going to be very serious about it. Little Reaper sees that roaches are already out. I mean, at least one or two of them are. Oh, here's an Adapt. The Adapt is not going to be able to do much against roaches, but he might force them to pull back to where the minerals are. Yep, the Adapt moves behind the minerals and just keeps on moving. Alright. She does get off the creep. And then shades right back. Wait, where did it go? Okay. Actually, the Adept died. I have confirmed that. Oh, and here we go. You talk about the 5 minute mark. These roaches are going to get there before then. Charge is on the way. So is Infestation Pit. I want to see what units Deepu hasn't used in a while that he's going to be using right now. Here we go. 6 roaches coming up. None of them as Ravagers yet. And also, despite the lair being up, no roach speed on the way either. Battery overcharge. Deepu decides to take the roaches back a little bit. Adapts, keeping it close. Oh, I don't think that shade was meant to finish. Those adapts are going to... Well, one of them went down right away anyway. Charge almost finished. We're going to have 1 Ravager. Now, what Deepu is going to want to do, he's probably going to want to get rid of that battery as soon as possible. More roaches heading out. Roach speed now being researched. Oh. Is that gateway blocking the path? I guess it must be, but I think you might want to actually have that up. Yes. Get those zealots out there. This is not looking great for Little Reaper. We're at 12 army supply. to 37, and those roaches aren't going anywhere. Also, the wounded roaches can get turned into Ravagers. Doesn't seem like he's favored that much, though. That battery is still causing trouble, though. Although, yeah, only 3 energy left on it, so I guess he doesn't have to worry about it. One Immortal is coming out, more gateways on the way. But Little Reaper, he's behind in workers and way behind in army. I don't think he has anything to counter this. This is Zealot Adept versus Roach Ravager. That Immortal will help, but he is going to have to work very hard to keep that alive. Corrosive Bile hits the Adept. We got Warpins of Zealots. And Deepu falling back a little bit. Honestly, I think he could do all right. Wait, why? I still don't get why that gateway had to be destroyed. Especially when there was already that opening left by the Cybernetics Core. Speaking of which, though, without the Cybernetics Core, the only gateway units that Little Reaper can make are Zealots. I mean, the Immortals can definitely pull their weight there. Alright, there we have a wider door. Okay, and Faster. And Faster is the unit that Deepu hasn't used much. At least not lately. And Faster is, with the current patch, now spawn with more energy. You don't need an upgrade for them to start with 75 energy, so they can get a fungal growth off right off the bat. Still, the supply tells the story here. 105 supply to 67, Deepu ahead in workers and in army. Deepu also has taken a third and is starting to saturate it. Looks like Little Reaper is going to try for a bit of a surround. That doesn't work. The Zealots get fungled. And I don't know. I think Deepu might even be playing a little bit too cautiously. The longer he waits, the more Immortals there are going to be to deal with. 2 Evolution Chambers down, so Deepu's upgrades are going to get going. But although the Immortal count is going to be increasing at the same time, Deepu's economy is also going to keep inching further ahead. And he is doing a pretty good job mixing things up between making army and making workers. If I were Deepu, I'd change some of those wounded roaches into Ravagers, or at least maybe research Burrow so he can heal them. And here we go. They are opening up a shortcut. There's a whole straight path across Royal Blood with multiple rocks kind of getting in the way. Another fungal goes down, and he has a couple more of those to spare. Fungal, by the way, I believe it does not have as big of a radius as it used to. I think it also might not do as much damage total. You just get access to it sooner. And there we go, roaches with an excellent surround on those Stalkers and Immortals. Multiple Stalkers going down, 2 Immortals left. Deepu falling back to limit the effectiveness of a couple of Zealots. I think he's got this. He has nearly 3 times the supply of his opponent. On top of that, I wouldn't be surprised... Oh! One of the gateways depowered. And the wall working against those Zealots, having to squeeze their way through the middle. There we go, wall goes down, more and more roaches moving ahead. Probes get pulled, but there's very little they can do against this army. And here we go. It's all over but the burrowing now. Oh, that was nice. Little recall to get some workers down to the lower base. But, oh, and excellent force field as well, but that just leaves the workers to the roaches. Roach Ravager and Faster, that's the game here. Now, yeah, I think Deepu just remembered, hey, you can get rid of a force field with Corrosive Bile. Oh, look at this. Just a row of pylons just to kind of eat his way through like candy. And we have the GG. Deepu has taken the first match. Optimal build, yes, but Little Reaper he never really got moving there. The Roaches hit at a very good time before Little Reaper had really gotten his gateway death ball going. Victory. Yeah, War Bunny was just saying, oh man, you forgot to make DTs. That was... Yeah. What impact will DTs Little Reaper have on this game? Yeah, in the end, you needed a bit more. Honestly, I think Disruptors would have been the most effective there, or, I mean, if he had time to get it up, even Void Rays, but it was just one of those things where he got hit just a little bit before he was ready. And Deepu, I mean, he kept Deepu back. Yeah, flexed his muscles, kept driving his opponent a little ways away, but in the end, Deepu just kept on going. Deepu is ready. Little Reaper is ready. We are going to do this on Ancient Sister. And for those wondering, I have not actually taken the time to try the pizza yet, but I am looking forward to it. We got 1 or 2 maps left on this match, and then we have our 2v2. But enough about pizza. This is in the lower left. We have the blue Protoss, and his name is
Little Reaper.
And his opponent, with a 1-map advantage, we have the Red Zerg. He is
Deepu.
Every time I see that name, all I can think is Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. It's kind of tricky. He's got, like, I think 3 or 4 different tags that he uses between BattleNet and Discord. Scarlo's another one of them. I forget what the others are. Little Reaper sending that scout out. The hatchery is already started this time. So just off of that, he knows that there can't be a spawning pool quite yet. Little Reaper is setting up the same kind of wall. Extra pylon early, too. I was kind of wondering whether my game was lagging a tiny bit, but no, that probe just kind of kept starting and then hitting the brakes. And oh, the simulator gets canceled. I don't know if that was intentional or if he saw something he doesn't like. What we're getting from Deepu is a much more standard Zerg opening. Spawning pool almost done. 2 gateways, 1 cyber. Almost ready on the side of Little Reaper. 4 Zerglings ready in case there's anything they have to do, like chase away adepts. And we do indeed have an adept getting ready to come out. And as Stream Elements says, please do check out our Patreon. It's really great when we have a bit of funding to throw at these. And there's also some very nice perks. Alright, double adept. And look at this, Deepu adding an extra extractor. Yeah, I talked about Standard Zerg. Standard Zerg is usually, once you start researching speed, you actually pull a drone or 2 off of gas. But instead, he's doubling down. So I do not think he's going to be taking a 3rd hatchery very soon. Ooh, look at that. 2 drones walk right into the adept pair. Where are the Zerglings? The Zerglings are a little ways away. Queen is going after the Adepts. But yeah, they're going to be able to get pretty close. This is an excellent start for Little Reaper. Although, I think he might be moving them a little bit too much without actually attacking. Alright, the Adepts go down, but 5 drone kills isn't bad. Swarm Host is my bet, says War Bun Bun. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that Deepu's comfortable with. Oh, and we have a Void Ray coming out. Oh, look at this. Nothing at the door. The Lings just flood in. This could very much more than equalize the damage the Adepts did. How many Lings is that? That is 15 Lings left. Alright, Lings versus Probes. We got a Void Ray contributing a bit. 18, 19 Probes down. 20, 21, 23, 25 Probes fall. We are at 7 workers to 22. That was brutal. That is going to really limit what Deepu can do. And the thing about the yes, Protoss absolutely needs a door. Void Rays, of course, Zerglings can't fight back. The Void Rays do not get any bonus against light units like Zerglings. Deepu's got to be very happy about that. Between the setup and the shield battery, I doubt he was expecting he'd be able to get those through, but he chose just the right moment. Sometimes that's all it takes. Still, a lot of investment in there, and all those Zerglings, those were that was larva that did not go to drones, so maybe not quite the supply difference that you'd expect, but 15 worker supply difference is still pretty substantial. I'm surprised that Little Reaper isn't at least doing a little bit of Overlord hunting. Right now, that Void Ray is just hanging out there. And I'm curious whether we're going to be going with one of these, big Hydra pushes that some of the content creators... or maybe a Nidus full of Hydras. Deepu's hard to call. You don't always know what to expect from him, and he counts on that. Sometimes, and it's not all impulse either. He decides on these things ahead of time. He's like a kid in a candy shop whenever he's on YouTube. Now, Little Reaper, once again, not really able to do what he does best. He was not able to hit one of those big early timings with the Gateway Army or with a Warp Prism. I think he knows what some of the possibilities are, though. He is patrolling around with a probe. Oh, and there we go. There it is. But the Void Rays do very well against Nidus Works. The Little Reaper did not scout that Nidus network, but seemed like he was very aware of the possibility. And of course, now he knows the possibility, since there's already been one failed. Couple of Stalkers coming out to clean it up. And Little Reaper is actually ahead in workers now. Deepu has not taken a third, but the Hydras do get out along with multiple Queens. Oh, and we have the GG right there. Deepu has taken this. With units he hasn't used in a while. Alright. Very intense game. Deepu, so, units you haven't used in a while, Infestors and Hydras?
Yeah, pretty much. Mostly the Infestors. I think I built the Hydras a bit ago, maybe, but yeah, I wanted to try the Infestors today, and I think they work pretty well.
You seemed happy with them.
Yeah.
Yep, less radius and damage, but they start out with more energy. Very much nullifying any early aggression just by hitting. Second one, you seem to just hit at the right spot. You managed to get those Zerglings right in.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky. I didn't expect that.
Yep,
But
just an opportunity. Little Reaper, it looked like you just didn't really get a chance to get on the game that you usually excel at.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the way of things. Alright.
yep.
But yeah, quick matches, so not all that much else to say. Definitely very innovative pushes there. And Little Reaper, he definitely had the right idea first game. Immortals are great. Disruptor might have been even better. I know you still have more opportunities to prove yourself, and I'm looking forward to seeing that, alright? GG's both.
GG.
Yeah, good games. Thank you for having me.
Alright, we are speeding ahead, and we are just about ready for our team matches. Let's see. We have one of the teams ready to go. Let me see how we're doing with the other. I know DLS Mazel is available. Gray ready. Okay. Yeah, all the maps have been decided. We just need to make sure we get everyone into chat. Gray, Pebble. All right, there's Mazel. Gray is signed into everything. We're just waiting for him to get on the channels. I will get everyone we do have in. All right, welcome Secondhand Lions and Mazel.
Hey,
I have sent an invitation to Gray. We will see. I think he just stepped away from his computer.
yeah, he just had a quick break.
Yeah, that's the problem when the match before you involves Zerg. You never know when they're in a rush.
Well, they should probably watch the stream.
It
we
helps.
we were.
Observation, not an excuse. So, all right, and Pebble, T-round. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay, great.
Mr. Crow there.
Okay, good. All right, so ET Pone home. You and your team, Secondhand Lion. You're coming off a win.
Yeah, we're feeling pretty all right about that. It was
Excellent.
it's good to finally get one on the books. So
Indeed, and nickname changed.
yeah, for clarity's sake, go ahead.
All right, and Mazel, did you get that practice game in you wanted?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it was good last night, and today I think I'm having internet issues. So let's see.
Internet issue, internet
think I'm
issues
lagging
are
a
one
bit.
of those constants, along with death, taxes, and cannon rushes. But yeah, I know Gray has definitely had his struggles too. I'm still enjoying my fiber optic. I would definitely recommend it, and I do not miss cable.
Yeah. How about who's Pebbles? Actually, I haven't seen Pebbles yet.
What was that?
Oh yeah, this is
Who's Pebbles?
they just keep coming out of the woodwork. We have a never-ending flow
Oh,
of my
okay.
little brothers who play in
Mhm.
in this. So this is yet another one of my younger brothers.
Oh,
I
okay.
do the 2v2 with him. So
All right. Does he play StarCraft too?
he's one of the ones who's played the least, actually.
Oh, really?
The other
But he
two
has
were
played
very
some.
gung ho. Yeah, it was kind of our family game for a long time. So he's played a lot
It
of the
really
arcade
seems that
games
way.
and stuff. But yeah, so the other two jumped right into the FSL and everything.
Mhm.
But obviously he didn't want to go in unless he had a grandmaster playing with him. So he had to take a little bit longer. But
Fair enough.
he
That's
finally
the kind.
convinced me. So here we are.
Indeed. Now, where is Gray? Where is Gray? See if I can send him just a direct message too. Just quick, another quick question. Just, I know we've got multiple StarCraft families involved. How many people in your family have done any Brood War?
None of us did it before StarCraft 2. A couple of us, I've tried a couple games, and my older brother and sister, the one who has not participated in this, and then the one who was in the blind and the deaf in previous seasons.
I remember that.
Like the Brood War campaign and a little bit of playing, but not a lot.
Yeah, I like a little bit of the roots here, just to show them what it was like in the old days.
Yeah, we mainly played like Age of Empires and Command and Conquer, but got to the point where there were so many of us that there were no AI slots left to play.
Yeah, Warcraft 3 is a good one for that. You can get some 12-player maps going on there.
Yeah. We'd never heard of. Well, we kind of had. My uncle actually, his son worked for Blizzard back when StarCraft 2 came out. So
Oh, really?
he always got like free copies of their games and things like that. So he convinced us to give it a shot.
Did he get any of those little desk statues for working there a certain amount of time?
I'm not sure. They live on the other side of the country, so I haven't been to his place.
Okay.
But yeah, so he got us into StarCraft, and so then we've been playing it pretty much ever since it came out. StarCraft 2, that is.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I had a little bit of a break before I got started on StarCraft 2 because my video card wasn't good enough. But I got on it in time for Heart of the Swarm. But the original StarCraft I was playing maybe within a couple weeks of when it came out, so I date myself a lot. Mazel, how are things going over on your side of the world? Speaking of California and beyond.
Well, nothing so much. Just busy with work and family. I still get to play a bit of StarCraft. And BlizzCon, right? BlizzCon is upcoming soon, right?
Yes, it is.
StarCraft again.
There is a StarCraft T-shirt for sale. That was one of the things that I actually brought up. You lower your expectations enough, you end up getting impressed. But there is a T-shirt of a can of an energy drink called Zerg Rush that has like these big tendrils around it. Nothing really from the campaigns or anything, but the brand name slipped in right through the cracks. But no, it's this immersive experience thing where they want to have all these Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch kind of like sets on there for people to interact with. They're here, and then I don't know. There's definitely going to be a big Warcraft announcement. Chris Mattson has returned to Blizzard full time now. But yeah, the digital rewards, no StarCraft or Heroes of the Storm stuff in the collection that they're putting up for sale. And interestingly enough, no Diablo 2, Diablo 3, or Diablo Immortal stuff thrown in there either. So they are very much trying to push these, I guess, Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2, along with, they never take their foot off the gas when it comes to World of Warcraft and some Hearthstone stuff too there. So what I'm hoping to do that day, I'm going to watch the opening ceremony. And, yeah, Mazel, do you have Gray's phone number? Is there another way to reach him?
Yeah, I'm calling him as we speak.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying, they very much wanted to kind of go all out with the Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch stuff. And Warcraft is also getting a sort of mobile spin-off called Warcraft Rumble, with these little figurines that you set around a map. And there's also the possibility that their unnamed survival game, which apparently, according to a lot of sources, is called Odyssey, and that matches up. They might throw in something from there, who knows? But after the opening ceremony, I'm planning to stream the whole afternoon. Stream StarCraft, just to fight the power. And I'm looking for some other Psystorm people and FSL people to just join in with me here and there if they've got the day off.
Very basic.
I think Mazel's on the phone right now.
No. Yeah, he's just setting up his camera. I just told him just to come in, so we can already start.
Yeah, I have a pizza that's getting cold, as our viewers know. Viewers, thank you very much for sticking with us, by the way. We got at least 12 people in there, and we are getting very close to the playoffs, too. All right. And there is Gray on voice. Hey, Gray.
Hey, guys. Good evening.
All right. Time for Anito to represent, right?
Let's get going. No more interviews.
Okay. All right. We will do it. I'm going to put you in your team chats. We will get ready to go. All right. I think we still need to invite Gray in. Like I said, I think the agreement was that we were gonna use the US West server. And we will be starting on Fields of Death. I got a dog. Good boy, good boy. This is Curly. I don't know why I'm not in the lobby. Happens already process. War Bunnies calls Curly Jerk Dog. They go back a long time. Alright, invite to game. You're ready to cast. Oh, wow. Ironically, Gray's screen is completely orange. Can't enter room. Gray, Masal.
Alright, guys, leave whatever thing you're in. If you're in there already, I'll re-invite you.
Yeah.
And leave the parties, too.
Okay. leaving the lobby. And I'm not in the lobby, am I? I'm not in the lobby, am I?
No. Why don't
oh,
you relog on being
It says I
live
am,
here?
but I don't see it. Okay, I'm gonna exit the game and just go in again.
Yeah, you just all you have to do, guys, is just log off and log back in.
Yeah. Jerk Dog, the unexpected wild card of StarCraft 2 matches. He has been before, although my daughter tends to be better at interrupting me. All right.
Great, log and log back in. Relog, okay? Because you're lagging us.
On
Uh,
And make me party leader, Hyper Turtle, please.
all right. The Anito team is reloading the game too. This is what you came to see here, folks. High intensity technical issues. All right. Got Marcel here. We just need Gray.
Yeah, make me party leader, Hyper.
Oh, I thought. Okay, yeah. Here. Promote to leader. Weird ISP. Yesterday was okay. Now we're lagging. Yeah. Yeah, this has definitely been an interesting year as far as internet goes. Mm. So... Trouble with BattleNet. BattleNet is by definition trouble, so trouble with BattleNet is redundant. Offline and game.
Hi, Perturl, you might as well eat while we're waiting for this.
All right, folks, we have conquered the demons and we are ready to fight. Yeah, I've definitely noticed webcams can sometimes wreak havoc with network connections. I don't know, but yeah, is everyone ready? But yes, webcams. Those are the unexpected wild card of StarCraft 2 matches. Fields of Death. This is the big, heavy resources one. Gold everywhere to be seen. Pocket bases, wide open areas to fight in. This can lead to some very interesting matches. And we are at it. At the top of the map, we have the blue Protoss. He is.
He doesn't have an intro, he's never had one. Yeah, ET Phone Home does not have an intro, and neither does Pebble. They've never had one.
All right, so E.T. Phone Home and his teammates. The Red Zerg. He is. Together they are the team of Second Hand Lion. And their opponents. In the blue, we have the Zerg player. He is.
Gray.
And his partner. The Terran blue player he is.
DLS Mizel.
Together they are. And Nito. Oh. What do we have here? E.T. Home is putting down pylons suspiciously close to the enemy bases. Now, Anito, we did see Hockey a little bit earlier. He is also a member of that clan. And we will see what we get here. Spawning pool going down. And as this is interesting. I think E.T. Home was playing as Zerg last time. I'm only just noticing he's playing as Protoss this time around. Trying to get the scout in, but the entrance is completely walled off. And this Reaper, meanwhile, gets to look all over the place, gets a full scout. Now we have the proxy Twilight Council over here. And the proxy Dark Templar Shrine and the proxy Gateway. So I think we know what's coming from there. There's only one thing that a Dark Templar Shrine allows you to build, and that is Dark Templar. So a lot's going to hinge on detection here. DLS Mazel, some of that's going to hinge on whether he's got his scans ready to go. This Overlord, however, might just get a beat on what's going on. Dark Templar Shrine over halfway done. All right. He sees the gateway. And he sees the Dark Templar Shrine. He's going to have to click on it to know exactly what it is. Oh, look at this. The new, and some might argue improved Cyclones are right at it. They're going to try to stop the Dark Shrine from completing, so no Cape Boys get warped in at all. It does complete. Oh, and look at this. They warp into the pocket bases. 3 of them. And this could be trouble. There's only 1 orbital. It does have enough for 1 scan, but this isn't E.T. Ponholm's first dance. He is dividing the Dark Templar up for maximum damage and minimum opportunity to scan him. There's another Dark Templar Shrine in production. It's going to take a while to complete them. And a Raven is on the way, but once again, it's going to be a battle against time here. That Cape Boy chasing down a whole row of drones right now. Oh, there we go. Overseer ready. So, I mean, as far as how much damage could be done, this isn't as bad as it could potentially be. Let's just leave it at that. Burrow being researched by Pebbles, so they are very much interested in units that can move around unseen. Oh, sorry, I have to say that in the Dark Templar voice. We move unseen. Ravens and Overseer is covering as much ground as they can. And the Gateway and Twilight Council go down. Dark Templar Blink, Shadow Stride, sorry, is being researched. So I think moving around invisible is very much going to be the theme from Secondhand Lion. They're going to be trying to slip into the base invisibly, just like a lion does, I think. All right, there's a whole row of roaches up here. These Cyclones can probably do pretty well against them. Oh, they're going to have to micro. Those Cyclones are not backing up much. There they go. Now they're doing what they do best. And here we are. The Raven is making sure to cover the detection. But this counterattack, definitely not getting as much done as they'd hoped it would. The Cyclones are all down. And the Roaches and Ravagers getting chased away. Interference Matrix being researched. And, a little bit of fighting fire with fire. We have a Banshee about to spawn. No Cloak being researched just yet, but honestly, what's a Roach going to do against a Banshee? Oh, man. So many units got cleared out there. And this is something I've seen a lot of, with ET investing heavily in the early offense, and Pebble actually building up the army. Banshee picking away at the Roaches, but there are so many of them, and if necessary, they can even burrow. Can they burrow move? They cannot burrow move, but they can still burrow and heal. That counts for something. This is a big roach infestation here. A lot of enemy units going down. Pebble has more supply than both of the enemy team put together. And from here, it might just be elementary. Dark Templar did the initial softening up. We have the GG. Second-Hand Lion has taken the game. I think. DLS result? Yeah, there we go. Second-Hand Lion takes it with a very carefully planned push. Proxy DT into mass roaches. And look at E.T. Ponholm. He's cracking up a little. He's glad that worked in the end. I mean, they were able to get the detection up. They were able to survive the initial attack. But their counterattack was just completely shot down. Oh, I think we're waiting for... Where's Gray? Did we lose Gray again? Here. Okay, there we go. I think. Trying to get Gray into the lobby. Ooh. He's still in game. Add player? No. Oh, here we go. All right, we're good. We're good. Crazy game there. You know, gamble almost didn't pay off until it did. And we are into heavy artillery. The introduction for Second Head Lion, that's all me, so I'm gonna get my lion voice. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-dum. Oh. In the upper right, we have the Red Terran. He is
DLS Mizel.
and his partner, the Red Zerg. He is
Gray.
Together, they are the team known as Anito. And their opponents, the Blue Zerg. He is E.T. Pone Home. And his teammates, the other Blue Zerg. He is. Together they are one map ahead, and they call themselves the Second Hand Lion. Alright, we got some pinging going around. So, E.T. Pone Home, yeah, usually in these team matches, he does play Zerg, and he is returning to that. I believe last match it was all about the Dark Templar rush there. Otherwise, I think he's a lot more comfortable playing Zerg long game. Free spawning pools down. Gray's actually is the earliest. And there's DLS Mazel walling off. There's only one pocket base on this map, so before long, one of them is gonna have to expand ahead. Meanwhile, Second Hand Lion, both of them expand ahead, giving themselves getting their production just a tiny bit closer to their opponent. Ooh, I think that factory is going to be grabbing the tech lab right away. I think they're going defensive here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a siege tank coming out from there. And E.T. Pone Home, as always, when he plays Zerg, getting the Zerglings active on the map right away. Yep, there is a siege tank, so they are going to be very defensive here to start with. DLS Mazel is making the command center in base. And E.T. Pone Home getting Banelands ready. I wonder if he is planning to bust or whether that's just meant to make sure he has the defenses he needs. Two Marines chasing down an Overlord, slowly drifting away from them. But the Zerglings coming in to meet too. The depots were down, but that siege tank's probably going to make them think twice. Starport begins building. Gray just seeing if that queen can reach the Overlord. It can't. Ooh. Gray going heavy with the roaches right now. Maybe taking a page out of Deepu's book. And I believe it does not look like the like the Marines are going to join them just yet, but there are plenty of roaches and zerglings on the other side of the map right now. And they have to make sure that this push doesn't echo what happened last game. Those zerglings, even if they can't do a great amount of damage to roaches, they can definitely surround them, keep them from getting further away from Pebbles roaches. So Gray's going to have to try to clean up and back off as quickly as he can. Those zerglings have speed, so they can keep getting ahead of those roaches who do not. Holding them in place, just setting them up to get gunned down by those other roaches. Roaches don't have guns, by the way, for those who follow the lore. They kind of spit up a lot of acid. And DLS Mazel having to lift up right away. Meanwhile, E.T. Pone Home has his third hatchery started. Actually, already has complete. Here we go. Roaches, Zerglings, and Banelings standing there. I think he's at least considering busting, but helpless siege tanks will have something to say about that. Yeah, he thinks better of it and does back off, at least far enough to regroup. He does still want to make sure that that command center, that orbital, doesn't get to land. Ravager is being morphed. Once again, we have a Banshee targeting down Banelings. Oh, well, maybe not targeting down. He moved onto the roach. However, meanwhile, there are a handful of lings in their natural, just waiting to pounce. Liberator making sure that anything that does walk towards their natural doesn't do it unscathed. Gray finally gets to take his third. Right now, huh? Second-hand Lion does have a bit of a supply lead. Granted, a little bit of that supply is in the enemy base still. I'm kind of curious when he's actually going to use those. Oh, we have a fusion core almost done for DLS Mazel. So, I mean, he might be doing Liberator range, but I think it's a lot more likely he's going for battle cruisers, BCs. And Gray, I'm gonna say, yeah, Gray is just checking out. His lings still don't have the speed upgrade. They do not make it very far. But he at least gets a look at the enemy army composition. ET has a little bit of Zerg pretty much everywhere. ET Pone Home. And that little flock of Zerglings, just kind of kneeling in the corner. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. And they are still out of vision range, too. But you'll see, there's Zergling. All the adjacent bases, including the gold. Yamato gun being researched. 2 battle cruisers on the way. Now, Gray's got his Spire up, so I think they are very much going to be interested in hitting from the air. Death from above, as they say. And okay. Zerglings in the natural have been cleaned up. We do have one Zerglin chewing on that orbital. Since that initial push, Second-Hand Lion has been leaving Anito alone, more or less, but they have pretty significant lead at this point, as far as supply goes, anyway. Not to mention, quite a creep highway between their bases on that side of the map. 13 Mutalisks in production right now. And I think they are deciding where they're going to hit. 2 Banshees, 1 Liberator, 2 Battle Cruisers, and 13 Mutalisks are up in the sky right now. Interestingly, though, still no one really going on the offensive right now. Roach is moving out on behalf of Gray. Oh, and here come the Battle Cruisers. There are Hydras. Yamato guns going down. Oh, one of the Battle Cruisers does go down. Gotta keep them moving. I think this other one will escape. Yep. Attacking while moving. And here from the other side come the Mutalisks. Chasing down a lot of drones. Now focusing on Queens. And backing up again. No more battle cruisers in production, just a couple of tanks and a Liberator. And he is going to want to keep those Mutas away from those Hydralisks. He does take out a good number of Overlords, and Pebble is supply blocked. Burrow movement coming up for Pebble. And a second Spire for Gray. I guess he's going to be going for double upgrades. Yeah, whereas Mazel is kind of switching to more of a ground composition, I think Gray is very much doubling down on this Mutus flock. And Battle Cruiser takes a few shots and heads out to where it can be repaired. Lurker attack is going to be E.T. Pone Holmes' choice. Oh, that is a lot of Hydras. And I like having the Lurker down there, so obviously the Hydras are very useful right now, but if their use starts to fade, ooh, lag, yeah. If their use starts to fade, they can be switched out as siege units. Alright, well that was pretty momentary. I think we're alright for now. Keep in mind, I think Secondhand Lion is East Coast of the United States, whereas their opponents, Anito, they're out in the Philippines. Oh, look at these Hydras chase the Mutalisks down. We're down to 22 Mutalisks, which still is a lot of very mobile damage. I think he's probably going to want to focus on the workers, not spend too much time trying to focus down something like a Spore Crawler, unless they can really stick around afterwards. That Battle Cruiser still hasn't been repaired, actually. I think he's going to want that with all the Hydras that are on the map. What do we have in production? We have double upgrades still going on for Gray's Mutalisk army. I wouldn't mind if you started mixing in some Banelands to take care of those Hydralisks. What was it? DLS Mazel is doing that one upgrade that makes things transform faster, like Thor's. me, the really knowledgeable guy here. Oh, no production going on from Secondhand Lion. They are really moving in here. Multiple lurkers. 13 of them total. And we got a mech army doing what they can to fight back against here. Thors and siege tanks, but they are going to want to be very careful about where they're placed. Hydralis moving against the Mutalisks. DLS Mazel's army definitely took a hit there. We have quite the swarm inching ahead. Gotta get some splash damage. We need either more tanks or a pretty good number of Banelands. I'd say tanks. Maybe even some ghosts to take care of those lurkers. But right now, they just don't have the best. They don't have much of an answer to a Hydra lurker army. Oh, and the gold base pretty much cleared out as well. Siege tank doing its job. And these lurkers burrowing down, letting the spines pop up. These tanks need to be sieged or backed away. One of the two. High ground's a good place to siege. ET Pwn Home almost maxed out. Pebble not that far behind. They're starting to run away with this game right now. Yeah, I mean, Thors are nice, but they're just not the best answer to this kind of massed army. They need something that can hit from a distance. Once again, the mech army driven back. And I think those roaches and hydras are just going to keep falling back to the lurkers. We have burrowed roaches getting ready to pop up among the worker line, but they don't actually get much done, except way in the back there. I did not even notice that a few of them had made their way all the way to the pocket base. And this is going to force them to divide up their armies at a time where they really can't afford to. Planetary Fortress under attack. Lot of SCVs racing to repair it. It falls. And he is going to have to evacuate there too. The team of Anito losing bases left and right, and we get the GGWP. Good game, well played. Second-hand Lion takes the series. All right, let's get them in here. All right, big match from opposite sides of the world. Took us a while to get there. Once we did, there was a lot going on there. Now, ET Pwn Home, I know you were going with Protoss that first game. Is that very specific to DT rushes?
Yeah, well, I have pointed out.
We got a big echo here.
Oh, yeah. Here, Pebble, can you mute real quick?
Pebble.
We're in the same room. Every time I cast Fields of Death, I point out that you can put a pylon and warp across to the back of their nat. So I was like, nobody's ever done it. I point it out every time. Someone's got to do it. It's gonna be me. So I just had.
I guess you showed your critics. You absolutely did warp DTs into their pocket base.
Yeah, it was a narrow thing. Yeah,
that Dark Templar
for the world.
Yeah, that Dark Templar shrine didn't last long. You managed to stave off the counterattack, and then Pebble just with roach after roach after roach. Second map, I think you were given a lot more to deal with those aerial attacks. The Gray, excellent work with the Mutalisk. It's just one of those things where once your opponent has the counter, you just get a transition. And honestly, I think the biggest problem was just not enough splash damage when you guys were on the defensive. Siege tanks weren't really positioned in time, and no Banelings either. So
I think it's just the ET effect.
the Poning Home, yes.
Yeah, that's the ET effect. Well, we tried watching one of like the replay from their last game, and then we tried to formulate something, see if the chance of winning is gonna go up a little bit, maybe 1-2%. But ET is just too good, so hands down.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then when I saw that he was Protoss, I thought it was a wrong race, and then I was like, oh, this map. It's actually from ET and instability about that. So I was like, hey, let's check this side. He probably might made a pylon there. And then
You're a Dark Templar family. What can you say?
Thank you for that, ET.
yeah, I'm kind of self-reporting, I guess. But
I think we all learned something tonight. And of course, we learned it after Fields of Death was removed from the ladder map pool. But hey, better late than never. All right. Well, very good games there. Thank you to. Thank you for working your way through our little connection issues at the beginning. That was a very entertaining pair of matches. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. We just have a couple weeks left, and then we are into the playoffs. I'm hoping we can preview those playoffs on Wednesday as well. All right. You know,
All right.
to all the
Thanks,
viewers
guys.
at home, thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
FSL Season 6.
GG.